Hey guys, it's Comics G-Man here again. Today I want to talk about some comics. I'm going to talk about at least the first 10 issues of Fantastic Four, the 2022 run by Ryan North. The only reason why I want to talk about these is because I did mention them in my review of the Fantastic Four movies. And I just want to talk about this now while it's fresh in my head. And I wrote down some stuff on Comic Book Roundup, so I'll go issue at a time. It's not going to be anything too complicated, just kind of a little general stuff, how I felt about it, why I liked it, why I didn't like it, and here we go. So, Fantastic Four, issue number 1. Issue number 1, I wrote down here, after watching the horrendous new Fantastic Four movie, I decided to come back to comics and check out some of the most recent versions of the Fantastic Four. And I have to say, this ish is a great start. It's not too involved and is friendly enough for new readers, not requiring too much past knowledge of previous sagas, if, like me, you haven't read them. Well, I haven't read like the most recent stuff, like before 2022, but I did used to read a lot of the older ones when I was younger, but I've been out of the loop for a long time. But now I think this is a good place to start. So I say here, starting off with the Thing and his wife, Alicia. His wife is blind in this, if you're not sure. I always like that idea that his wife is blind because, how else? I guess the Thing could get another woman. I guess if she doesn't mind you being a fucking rock. But it was a bit more believable that she's blind. So I don't know. I know that sounds fucked up, but it works for me. I don't mind that idea. Oh, I also have to say, goddamn, I'm pretty sure Alex Ross did the covers for these. If you look at the cover for issue 1, damn. Actually, I did read a Fantastic Four, a hardcover book a couple of years ago. I think it was written by Mark Waid, but all of the art was by Alex Ross. And it was it was just a little book. I think it was I don't know if it was a remake of some of the earlier issues or if it was their own story. But I remember the whole thing was drawn and painted by Alex Ross, and it looked fantastic. Dude, Alex Ross makes the Fantastic Four look so good. You see it in even the way he does it in these covers. He expresses them in all these really weird colors, and it does make you think of the interdimensional stuff, the weird science stuff. So yeah, that guy always knows what he's doing. He's still one of the modern greatest painters of superheroes. I don't know how else to explain it. But alright, so I say here in the interview, the Thing and Alicia find themselves stuck in a town that is in a weird time loop from the 1950s. And I say this isn't one of those overdone tropes you see in modern day media about, oh no, the 1950s, how horrible. Thank God it's not the 1950s. And if you're not sure what I'm talking about, I could give you an example. If you ever played Saints Row 4, the video game, I love Saints Row 4. I love them all except the new one. I didn't play it, not gonna play it. But Saints Row 4, you start off you're in a virtual reality and you're being forced by an alien to live in the 1950s. It was funny. But after they did that in the game, I noticed a lot of media kind of copied that, and it was this annoying trend of hating the 1950s, and as if everything from the 1950s was that way. And I don't know, maybe it was, but it got kind of boring after a while. But anyway, the comic doesn't do that. The comic is just doing a old-fashioned science fiction, how do we figure out how to stop this time loop that these people are stuck in? And there isn't much action in this besides some pretty good panels of the Thing doing his thing. And unlike the crap movie, he's not wearing a sweater either. He's wearing a normal casual clothes and looks like himself. And he acts like himself in this issue. I think Ryan North does a fine job capturing the Thing's way of speaking, and his relationship with Alicia works really well. Without saying too much, the end is predictable, but a nice transition into making you question, okay, where are the rest of the Fantastic Four team? Well, one thing that did kind of throw me off when I was reading this issue, like when you first begin the issue, like there's these 4 panels of a guy reading the newspaper, and he's like, reading the newspaper, and he's done with the day, and he closes the shop. And then the next page, it's like they literally just copied that, and it's the same 4 panels. But like, and I'm like, what did they, is that like a printing error or something? But no, that was done on purpose, because then on the 3rd page, they copy the first 3 panels, but the 4th panel, they change it where he's like surprised because the Thing and Alicia on the next page, they come in the door on this like 1-page splash, and it's like, oh, the last town on the left, and that's what it's titled. So I thought that was kind of cool, because it kind of put me for a spin. Like, I was like, what the fuck? Did something wrong with the printing? But no, it was just showing you like this is going to be a time loop issue. But yeah, like, like even when you're looking through the first pages, you're seeing like Alicia and the Thing, they're in the motel, and yeah, no, don't worry, there's none of that going on, no rocking fucking shit. But yeah, they're like smooching each other a bit, having fun. The art is good. The art is good. It's not that Superman comic I'm reading right now, the 2023 run I'm reading. Like the first like 6 issues are phenomenal. So I wouldn't say this art is phenomenal. In fact, I would say the art is subpar, because even the way Alicia is drawn in some of these panels, it looks worse than like an anime or a manga. Oh, I'm so sorry, manga. Whatever the fuck. But the Thing looks okay. He looks okay, but the way the panels are put together on this issue, it's kind of lackluster. It kind of looks like something put together on a PowerPoint or something. I don't know. It's not anything inspiring, but I like the story. I like the characters. Some of the action scenes with the Thing, like they're fine. They're fine. All right, and let me go to the 2nd issue here. So, Fantastic Four issue number 2. Issue number 2 takes a similar formula from number 1, using a mystery science fiction element that I enjoyed. Sue and Reed find themselves in a town full of people who are all really Doombots. And by the way, another pretty cool cover by Alex Ross on this issue. Not as good as issue number 1, though. Kind of a little odd angle there, a little weird. I guess he's trying to be dynamic with the action, but it's okay. Not as good as the first issue. So yeah, like they were at a restaurant or something, right? And this fucking waitress, this fat waitress, she starts like glitching out right in front of them. Her face is like fucking zipping out because she's like, oh, you're Reed and Sue, and then she like buzzes out, and she's a Doombot, and then everybody else in the restaurant is a Doombot, and they all start fucking going crazy and trying to kill Reed and Sue. And just like that, they all stop trying to kill them because this state trooper, who's like, I guess a real human, comes in. He's like, hey, what's going on here, guys? And he's like, oh, Sue and Richard, you have to come with me. You're disturbing the peace. And all the Doombots are acting like nothing happened. State trooper drives him through, and he's like, well, I'm a fan of you guys. I don't have anything against you. I'm going to let you go here. Just don't come back to town. He drops them off in the middle of nowhere. And, obviously they could be like, no, we're going to go investigate Doombots. What the fuck is going on here? So, anyway, they find this old lady in a wheelchair who turns out to be the key to the mystery. She was someone that Dr. Doom cared about when he was young and promised to take care of her or something. I guess he really appreciated that she was taking care of him at some point in his life. They didn't really go into too much detail about it. It sounded like it was before he was Dr. Doom, maybe. Well, anyway, his solution was to give her a Doombot to medically watch over her. It gets kind of dark when you find out. Well, first of all, the whole town turned into Doombots so this lady could continue to live her life the way she's used to, I guess. and I guess all the regular people who were there around her, they died naturally. They got old and died. But the Doombots would like imitate them. It would imitate and replicate the people who died as if they never died. I mean, yeah, it's kind of weird, but it's kind of cool, kind of relevant a little bit to like the AI stuff and the Terminator bullshit everybody talks about. Pretty cool. But the really cool twist is, well, you assume like, oh, well, this old lady, she must, like, she's not acting like the other Doombots when they see Sue and Reed, so she must actually be really a human being, like she's still being, she's still alive. But no, that's not what happens. Pretty cool twist. They go for her face at one panel. They go to grab it, and it's not a Doombot really. It's like a skeleton. You see her fucking skeleton, but it's like around the face, like around the rest of the skull is like a helmet of the Doombot. So obviously she's not an actual like Doombot. It's like the Doombot took her over when she died, I guess. But like I wrote it over here, like his solution was to give her a Doombot to medically watch over her, but it gets kind of dark when you find out she died a long time ago. And being that Doom only programmed the bot to keep her alive, the bot became the old woman and tried to keep her going by meshing with her biologically. That's the best way I could put it. I mean, they explained it a little better in the comic. It's a little hard for me to explain off the top of my head, but that's pretty much what happened. The Doombot like tried to keep her alive by going in her body and keeping her alive with, like, I guess it's technology and shit. Didn't work. It didn't work. So, and the bot like became the old woman instead and tried, which is crazy. I guess that's because he didn't program it to think that she would die. I mean, that's one plot hole I didn't understand. Like, Dr. Doom is not stupid. He knows that people are mortal. So you're telling me he didn't figure out like how to code in like when she's naturally gonna die, and like how the Doombots would react to that? Like, all right, now that I think about that now, it's kind of like, I don't think Dr. Doom would be that dumb. I actually think Dr. Doom he'd give her a good life, and he would calculate like, all right, well, she's not going to live forever, so when she does die, either my Doombots will shut down and die, or they'll like reprogram and they'll come back to my base and whatever. But yeah, okay, now that I think about that plot, that's kind of dumb. But okay, so this was I wrote here, this was a great twist, and this concept of Doombots just existing on the side makes the world of Fantastic Four feel rich and complex. That these characters affect the world around them in ways that even stay hidden. Well, what I was trying to say there actually was, what I like about it is like, it wasn't a plot like that Dr. Doom was out to kill Sue and Reed for just one of his like cliche reasons. Like, it just so happens that Sue and Reed are out in the world doing their thing, eating at a restaurant, and there's this like secluded town that Dr. Doom happened to like affect, like from his past life. Like, it shows you how large these characters are and what their reach is in the world. So I appreciated that. All right, so like issue number 3, I didn't like issue number 3. I wrote here, in issue number 3, we get to catch up with Johnny Storm and what he's been doing. He's been living a double life as a sales guy. Issue was okay, honestly nothing to write home about, kind of goofy. I mean, he literally does like a union strike at one point, I think. It was funny. Johnny was kind of funny, trying to be like, oh look, I got a mustache now, I'm a sales guy, I dye my hair black, nobody, and he's like fucking around with the staff, like he's like, I don't even remember the fake name he gave himself, but he like thought he was fooling everybody, but all of his co-workers, they knew he was Johnny Storm, the Human Torch, but like he's not good at lying. So that was kind of funny, but it was dumb. Didn't really add anything interesting in my opinion. Now issue number 4, let me see. Issue number 4, I wrote, this is where we start cooking. Issue number 4 starts out with why the Fantastic Four has been split up in the first place. Going back to a battle they had against aliens from the Negative Zone, it's like a flashback that happened, like, I guess 6 months before, 5 months before, if I remember correctly. Reed comes up with a plan to send the Baxter building and the entire block into a space-time dimension thing. He had to make this decision on the spot and had no time to avoid the catastrophic effects of doing this. All of Reed and Sue's, the Thing's, and Alicia's children were in the building, and a bunch of civilians on the block were sent along into the space dimension. Of course, this is not fatal because it has something to do with time, and all of this will pop right back in a year precisely. In that year, none of those people would feel a thing. Nonetheless, of course, this pissed everyone off because they lost their kids, or kids became orphaned for this whole time because now they don't have their parents, making pretty much everybody hate the Fantastic Four over this. Yeah, I mean, like, going over that, I'm going to be honest with you, I'll have to reread the issue if I feel like it. But it kind of went over my head why Mr. Fantastic, Reed Richards, had to make that decision like that. Like, why couldn't they... I must have missed that detail. I must have missed why he couldn't get the kids out of there and why he couldn't get the civilians out of there. And secondly, why were there civilians on that block while there was a fucking alien invasion from the negative zone? I'm not really following that. But I'm not shitting on it. Like, I'm saying, like, I probably missed something while I was reading on it. You guys could correct me if you know. But I'm not shitting on it because I do like the concept that it's like, oh shit, our kids, they're like out in the fucking space-time continuum dimension bullshit, and we can't see them for a year. Like, I like that causes this tension between everybody a little bit. So, you know, I'm not shitting on it. It could have been explained a little more clearly, probably for the dumbasses like me. But okay, so anyway, I go on to say here, I say my only beef with this ish is how after that reveal, what happened before, the comic cuts to the Thing and Alicia in the present moment, being trapped by this ancient alien parasite that is, I guess, trying to suck up their intellect. I don't know. Obviously, Reed, Sue, and Johnny free them, but frankly, for me, this was kind of weird. Like, the last time we saw the Thing and Alicia, they were leaving the Time Loop City. So how the hell did they get munched up by this alien? But okay, I guess this is not important. Just messed up the pacing for me a bit. Yeah, like that was really dumb. I didn't like that part of the comic at all. I didn't deduct much from me liking the comic though, because that's not even like, it's not even, I might even be mixing it up. No, that does happen in this comic. I'm reading through it right now. Yeah, like it's not the whole thing, because most of it is really just talking about what happened 5 months before. But like the few pages about the parasite eating them up and everything, it's really just about, you know what it's really about, the whole parasite thing? It's about the Thing and Alicia coming to like a closure about that their kids are missing for a year. Because like while they're in this like state being sucked up by the alien in their minds, they're like getting angry at like Reed Richards and like taking out all their frustration in this like dream state that they're in. So alright, so I guess the alien parasite thing is really just like a plot thing to kind of like, yeah, I guess it's just to get the Thing and Alicia to accept that they won't see their kids for a while more. And I guess that they got another 6 months till they see them. That's probably all it was. But it was just a weird way of doing it. Alright, so number 5, I say this issue wasn't really anything important and didn't progress the base story much further. Not that this was a bad ish, but it's very surface level filler stuff. It had some cool art though on one page where Reed figures out how to reverse or reverse his and the team's molecules so they can exist again in the living universe. Yeah, like the fucking these goofy ass guys, like this gang of 7 douchebags. What do they call them in here? Oh, Salem 7, whatever. They come and like he does some magic trick, they think, like while they're like out driving. And it turned out what he did was like he did some kind of multiversal magic where he like literally flipped their molecules. So like anything they would eat, they would like shit out, and their body, literally, I'm not kidding, there's this page where they go into the bathrooms and they're fucking rejecting the food they ate because it has something to do with like the multiverse molecules or dark, I don't even remember. It just reverses it where so anything they eat or anything they interact with in our world with our regular molecules, it rejects. So the Fantastic Four doesn't have very long to live until they figure that out. And I think, did it happen in this one? Well, I wrote on here, what I like about these weird concepts is I think the Fantastic Four would make a really good TV show instead of a movie. The Fantastic Four should be Marvel's version of Star Trek. There are so many weird things the Fantastic Four does and figure out all the time. I guess I didn't write that. I'm trying to see. I'm looking through it right now. If that happens. Yeah, no, it happens in this issue. Like, the only cool part about that issue was where they go into the dark dimension or whatever, and Reed Richards figures out how to, like, flip back their molecules back to normal so they could live in the regular world. And there's this really sick page where, like, he fucking, like, has this moment and he figured it out, and he, like, stretches out into infinitum or something, and, like, he's got, like, fucking 6 versions of himself inside of him, and all these arms are coming out. It's really weird. It looks like, you know what it looks like? It looks like if you're playing a video game and, like, the character is in a T-pose, and it's like he's, like, glitching the fuck out all over the place. That's what it looks like, but it's kind of cool. It's kind of cool. I like that part of this comic. So I say about issue number 6, improvement from the last issue, but still filler. What I did like here is it shows what Sue was capable of doing with her powers. She was able to block out the sun over a particular state to help stop the spread of other dimensional cells that were a threat to our universe's equation of life. Other than that, it was okay. Yeah, so like this issue was kind of just a runoff of the previous issue. It was like when they were in the previous issue, when Reed was doing his like glitchy thing that I was just telling you about and reversing his molecules back to normal, the thing fell in like some kind of lake in the dimension. And when they came back, Johnny was like, Reed was like, Johnny, burn up the thing, like not kill him, like do enough of the fire, like to kind of cleanse him of any of those cells that he might have taken with him from that falling into that dark black lake in that dimension. And obviously it didn't work at the end of that comic. Like they show like one of the cells survived. So this issue was basically the cell multiplied and it spread throughout a lake, and it was turning into like a crisis, and if they don't do anything about it, it's going to spread around the entire world and pretty much eliminate us, because the molecules of this cell, it just doesn't equate with our structure. So it would just completely eliminate everything naturally. Like it's not evil or malevolent. Like it's just it's like an anti-equation, I guess, or I don't know. It's really weird. It's really weird. But I did kind of like it. That's why I gave issue number 6 a little better score, because I thought it was pretty cool how they sent Sue and Johnny up to space. And the solution was like they figured that the cells just started spreading at this specific rate, and I forgot what state it was. And they figured the thing that kills these things, since they're from a dark dimension, the thing that kills them is no light. No light. So they had to block it out. So they send Sue up. She uses her powers to like make a thing that blocks the light onto that state. She didn't block the whole world, just a certain area to prevent the spreading, and it worked. And there were I wouldn't say there were consequences to what they made Sue do. At first it looked like that, because when they saved the world, they stopped the spread of these cells, whatever. She comes back down with Johnny, and she's stopped by S.H.I.E.L.D. Maria Hill stops them, and but nothing happens from it. Nothing. I mean, they fly away from Maria, but I don't get the feeling that S.H.I.E.L.D. is gonna fucking be a problem from that. You know what I mean? Like how they do in the movies, like with the Civil War and stuff, or even like the comics. I don't think it's I don't get that. I didn't get that feeling. I was correct though, because when I read the next issue, they didn't. I don't think they showed up again. So yeah, no, they didn't. That's right. So issue number 8. No, issue number 7. I'm sorry. Issue number 7. I wrote down. There's a lot going on in issue number 7. Dr. Doom created a holographic ghost capable of removing letters from your language, making you forget how to speak slowly. To Dr. Doom, and then it goes to Dr. Doom traveling back in time to the Baxter building, being teleported, because apparently he wants to get Reed Richards' daughter out of it. He has some plan to mentor her or something. Now, I didn't read anything like before this 2022 run, so maybe you guys know why Dr. Doom wants Reed Richards' daughter, but I'm completely blank on it. I'm not really sure. Just taking a guess, it has something to do with wanting to make her supervillain or something. I'm not really sure. So anyway, I say then, even after that though, he's like going through time and all these different things, and there's even a part where he's like fighting the Avengers, then he's doing this, then he's doing that, and I guess he was like trying to find a perfect timeline for everything, and he couldn't find the perfect timeline. Like, not only was everybody always in his way, but even he was in his own way every time. And like, he was getting discouraged, and he came to the conclusion at some point, like, maybe I've gone through, like, maybe all of the versions of myself of all these timelines have gone through like every fucking timeline, and maybe this is the best I could do with all of that. Like, that's kind of what happens with Dr. Doom there. I thought that was kind of a cool fourth wall break a little bit. Like Dr. Doom's like, with all my genius, this is really all I'm able to do. And he wasn't able to save the daughter from, I mean, and first of all, he shouldn't, because I think Reed says if he disturbs the Baxter building and the people in that dimension, it's gonna fuck up the trajectory of it coming back in that year's time, and it could make them like end up in a fucking void, and it could kill everybody. So, but I guess Dr. Doom is willing to sacrifice all those people to get their daughter. That's my guess. But it doesn't work out anyway. It doesn't work out anyway. And he goes back to that moment where he was talking to Reed Richards about going to the Baxter building and taking his daughter, and he like fucking stops himself. Like, I think I'm pretty sure that's how the comic ended. Like, he stopped himself. Yeah, no, I'm looking through it right now. Yeah, he stops himself, and he just lets the story go on. So basically, I mean, what's kind of cool about this issue is none of it mattered. None of this issue mattered. I mean, I guess the only thing that was cool about it was it kind of showed you Dr. Doom and like what he's capable of. And even with all his capabilities, he just was not satisfied. But in terms of the progression of the story, I guess it didn't matter. And looking at the last page here, okay, yeah, look, S.H.I.E.L.D. did come back. I just forgot about it. Maria is talking to Nick Fury. What are they talking about here? Oh, they're just talking about what Sue and Johnny did. That's all. All right, so nothing interesting. Yeah, so all right, so number 8. Oh, I don't even want to talk about number 8. Number 8 was boring. Number 9 was garbage because it has nothing to do with the story. It's just this fucking fat bitch monster thing, queen thing. She's like making people forget who they are so they could serve her and do everything she wants. Blah blah blah. And it's really dumb. That's all I'm gonna say about that. And number 9 is just a continuum of the dumb filler story of the fat queen bitch thing, rock thing. Thankfully, at the end of number 9, they defeat her. I'm not criticizing the art. Like, looking through the art is good in these issues, but the story was ass. And so going on to number 10, it's another filler, but it was good. It was way better than the last two. It's like a rat alien race is stuck in the void of space, and somehow their trajectory threatens the teleported Baxter building, so the team has to intercede and prevent this from turning into a disaster. But this comic is really more focused on the weird rat aliens POV, because throughout 500... I didn't even explain this right. I don't even know how to explain it, but it's like they're traveling and they're like it from their perspective. You're seeing it from like 500 years, and every 100 years, a new rat person thing wakes up from their slumber to like I don't know why, and then like they die, and then the next guy who wakes up 100 years later finds their predecessor dead, then he dies, and none of them figure out what's going on, because like each one that wakes up is seeing like they're seeing the Human Torch in the sky, like the first rat guy, for example, who wakes up from his slumber. He looks out of the window into space, into the void, and he sees the Human Torch just kind of flying there, not doing anything, like just flying there, and he's like mesmerized by it, not sure what it is, and like he can't figure out how to fix the ship or something, and he goes kind of crazy, and he's like, oh, the only thing that'll make sense is if I fucking join the flaming figure in space, and he opens the hatch into space and fucking dies in space. Then the next guy, the next one is like a woman rat alien thing, and like fuck, I don't even remember who killed her, or no, nothing killed her. She literally sees the thing banging on the hull of the ship in space, and she tries to shoot at the thing in space, like and she shoots through the hull, and I guess she fucking dies. I don't know how she died. And then the third guy was like a guy with two pistols fucking shooting at Reed Richards out of those like plastic thingies spreading all over the place, and he accidentally, the rat guy accidentally kills himself because the laser bullet ricochets off of the wall and fucking shoots him in the back of the skull. That was kind of cool, not gonna lie. And the last rat guy who wakes up, he's the one who figures out what's going on. He's like, wait a minute, what if these strange aliens aren't here to hurt us? What if they're here to help us? And then, you know, he's right, obviously. So then they finally show you from the perspective of the Fantastic Four, and Reed Richards explains, oh, well, our present moment here, like the way time works in this continuous dimension thing we're in is different. Like from our perspective, everything is normal. But from who's ever in that ship for some reason, like, they're gonna see like a time lapse of us. And it's like all glitchy and stuff like that. That was the explanation for it. It was weird, a little hard to understand at first, but I'm not gonna lie, it was better than 9 and 8, and it was kind of cool. But number 11, which was the last issue I just finished, that one was really good. Number 11 was really good. It's still another filler, but it's a good one, and not just because there's a dog in it. Throughout a good amount of this, the Thing is in his aunt's house, falling down what seems like a never-ending hole down into the earth. I enjoyed this ish because the art was good, and I found it funny, seeing the Thing in free fall, navigating his way through the house with his dog and trying to figure out if what was happening was real or not. And besides that, the art was actually pretty decent in this. Yeah, like, I mean, I'm not kidding you. Like, it's like a fucking Wizard of Oz situation. Like, the house is in, like, midair, falling down this eternal hole in a tunnel or something. And, like, the Thing is, like, flying around. At first, he thinks he's in space because he's, like, floating in the air. And the dog turns out to save him in a way, because the villain who put him... Well, to explain, it turns out, like, none of it was real. It was all an illusion by a villain. I forgot the villain's name already. But the only reason why the Thing figured out it was an illusion was because, like, there's been this dog that's been, like, coming to their house, visiting them, like a stray dog. And there's one night where the Thing was sleeping and the dog happened to go underneath the bed and sleep there. And so when the villain did his illusion, he did it just on the Thing, but it didn't affect the dog because he didn't have the dog in mind. So, like, for example, when the dog is in the kitchen, like, he's like saying, like, all right, we're gonna go climb up this tunnel and get away from this falling house or whatever. He starts getting food for the journey to travel back up to surface, and the dog isn't really reacting. And there's even a part where he notices that the dog doesn't even want to eat the turkey bacon that he offers him. Well, it turns out the reason why the dog isn't reacting to the food is because it's on an illusion. So it was the dog that helped the thing figure out that this was all an illusion, and it didn't work with the dog because the dog has a better sense of smell than the thing. So like, I thought that was, even though this was a filler comic and it doesn't progress the main base story, I liked it a lot. It felt like an episode of Star Trek, or it's like some kind of like what's going on kind of episode on like a 90s TV show. So this was good. This was a good one. And that's the end of this video for now, because that's the farthest I got so far. When I read more of them, I'll do another video like this in this format. If you guys liked it, let me know. You didn't like it, let me know. Whatever, have fun. Thanks for listening. Like and subscribe, I guess. Have a good one.